vague, but you could tell that she was just really, really excited. So I was curious, and I kind of, you know, approached her a little bit, and I asked her, I said, so the Andaras have really changed your life. So what does that mean? And she said, well, she said, you know, I knew I had to use these, and basically her life has completely changed. She now has a business, and it's kind of based around the work with these stones, and it just clicked for me why I wanted to share this with other people. Like, I know that for me, my kids love them. I really resonate with them. For me, it's a more subtle experience, and you know, I guess the other thing that I also want to share is that you know, I'm a scientist, so I'm not always super open about very woo-woo things, only because I want to test them out. I want to test things out first, and my experience is that sometimes things that we can't really see affect us in a very powerful way. And even though a rock can seem that nothing is really happening with them, they can be quite powerful tools. And so the person that I'd like to introduce you to today, her name is Erica Rock, and some of you are big fans of Erica, and some of you are hearing about Erica and the Andaras for the very first time. So how I see Erica, I don't even know what her bio looks like, but what I see about Erica is that she is a powerful, magnetic woman who is very committed to the awakening of humanity. And the tools that she brings for people to awaken to who they are as a human being, and also to their connection to their soul or to divinity or to the universe, are tools that are very, how should I say, almost like they invite the sense of grace. They invite the sense of they're helping us. And I think it was Erica that said this. I may be wrong, but I think I heard her say, the Andaras, you don't work with the Andaras work with you. And you know, we'll ask her about that. But I sort of get that everything that she works with is here to facilitate our transformation, and done in a way that's with more ease and grace, and less of like working on yourself, or, you know, working really hard to manifest things. And so I'm super delighted to have her here. Before I bring her on, I want to make sure that you guys know what we're going to be doing. And what we had promised was that we would be talking about, well, she's obviously going to do an overview of the Andara crystals, and then she's also going to go over how do you select an Andara that's right for you based on what you're wanting to manifest. And the second thing is learning what the powerful messages that these talking rocks bring us, and she'll share about that, specifically related to our own desires as human beings. And third, she'll be doing the attuning process, which basically she'll be sort of syncing our energy with the energy of the Andara crystals, and she can explain that better than I can. And then at the end, she is going to share a gift that you're going to be receiving, and she's going to tell you how you will be able to access this gift. So I want to introduce to you my friend Erica. There she is. Hi, Erica.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here today. Thank you for having me, Asha, and for opening this platform to educate people about these stones, because they're, well, they're new discoveries in the last 20 to 30 years, and they're here to help with the shift and the awakening that's occurring on the planet. So they're really critical and needed at this time. Most people don't know about them, so again, thank you for giving us the opportunity so that people can be aware of them and what they can do for them. So I'll kind of get right into it since we just have an hour and there's kind of a lot to do and cover. Like I said, the andaras are a new discovery in the last 20 to 30 years, and they're here to help with the shift and the awakening. They were first found in Northern California in one of the high energy vortex sites near the Donner Pass area. And in the earth there is this white powder, and this white powder has come to be known as etherium. Etherium is comprised of over 70 trace minerals, okay? There's platinum, there's gold, silver, copper, rhodium, uridium, all these elements. And when the etherium is heated to high temperatures through various natural earth activity, the andara is the result. And here's one. This is called dynamic heliodor yellow. And they come in all these colors. Here's a red, scarlet shift, or divine fire. And you're going to be attuned to some of these. We got amber. They come in all these extraordinary colors. And kind of how that happens is depending on what the ratio of the elements, the rare earth trace minerals in the powder is going to give them their various colors. So it's a force of nature. It's kind of remarkable how it can happen and that they come in all these colors. So etherium is filled with monatomic elements. And monatomics are a new discovery for us, but actually the technology is super ancient. The ancient Egyptians used to ingest it. The high priest and priestesses used to ingest this etherium powder because it creates a direct link to source energy. So you can imagine if you're going to ingest something that's going to give you a direct link to source, that's going to make available an incredible amount of power. The powder was only available to the social elite and to a very select few people, and now it's available to everyone. That's why it's really important to educate. Monatomics have been scientifically proven to, they have a very high electron spin rate frequency. That's like a tongue twister. And that's really a fancy term for it elevates your consciousness and increases your overall vibration. That's basically what it does. So if something is going to increase your consciousness, it's going to give you a higher perspective. They also, because they create a direct link to source, the time between conscious thought and physical manifestation is greatly shortened. So as you ingest the powder, you want to be really clear with your intentions for what you want. The cats, they want to go in. They want cat? Meow, in, out, in, out. So whether you're ingesting the powder or you're working with a physical andara, you want to insert your intention into the stone, pretty much tell it what you want. And one of the easiest ways we found to work with the andaras or to play with the andaras, is to actually sleep with them. Because monatomics have also been found to work directly on your DNA, giving you very wild dreams. I mean, like wild. And until you experience it yourself, you really won't know what I mean. And all of you today participating in this webinar, just coming in contact with the andaras right through the computer for a short amount of time will have effects on your dreams tonight. So fully expect crazy dreams. They probably won't make any sense, and that's okay. The andaras do work on us. And the way it's been explained to me by the andaras directly is that they are kind of like the next stage of evolution. We've had all these beautiful crystals to work with since the beginning of time, And now we have the andaras, kind of like when we first had computers, we used dial-up, and now we have high-speed internet. The andaras are like high-speed internet, basically. So that's a very brief explanation of what they are, how they're created. They are not man-made. They're actually natural, and they're just magical. They're totally magical. They seem to open people to divine grace. And my experience of grace is it's a gift freely given. You don't have to earn it. It kind of lifts you up to where you belong. And as you work with an Andara, typically you feel a lot of energy moving through your body. This light energy, intelligence, information is being downloaded to you, and you probably will have no conscious idea of what you're receiving, but later on it translates to wisdom, clearer insights about your life, fresh perspectives about things that may be occurring for you. Solutions to challenges or problems can just like descend out of nowhere. And they really open you up. They open you up so you can start to receive, because health wants you, money wants you, life wants you to be happy and have everything that you want. So the Andaras are really just another way to help you expand consciousness, open up to the truth of yourself, without all of the predispositions from your ancestors and your family line, any limiting beliefs, things that have been programmed into you, and you think it's you, but it's actually not. So these layers of density or negative content and things, they start to melt away and shed as the Andaras work on you, revealing your authentic self, so you can start to live and be the free, sovereign being you came here to be, basically.
So, Erica, can you overdo it with the Andaras, or what if people don't, only have a few? What happens?
I don't know that you can overdo it. I can say that when you first say you buy your first Andara, there is a period of time which you calibrate to that stone, and that period can take anywhere from 24 hours up to several weeks, and it can feel like a more intense time. Since we recommend that people sleep with them, we will say if you find that you're feeling really restless and there's so much energy moving through your body, you feel like you put your toes in a light socket, then you might want to just take it out of your room, go slow, you'll know.
Okay.
Go at your own pace with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the question, if people have just but a few, because some people can get really, so what I heard people say, and I think I experience this too, and my girls do too, is that you kind of get a little bit addicted to wanting them around and wanting more of these stones. So, can you talk a little about that?
Well, it's this very interesting phenomenon that I see. It's like this higher power, something bigger than us, starts to take over. And not in a bad way, and it's nothing to be afraid of or anything, but the Andaras start to wake something very real and alive in you, and it seems that the people that are drawn to work with them now have worked with them before. And so they're having it's like this remembrance, and they touch you at your very core, at a very soul, heart level. It's beautiful. And so say you only have 3 Andaras, and there's this desire for more, and there are other Andaras out there that are your Andara, it will come to you in some way. And even like money never seems to be a problem. I've seen people with very limited financial resources acquire a huge collection because as one is ready to come into their life, an opening is created in their abundance pipes, so to speak, and the money just comes in from the oddest ways for them to be able to acquire that Andara. So am I answering the question?
Yeah. And I guess it kind of leads to my next question, which is, how does somebody know which one is right for them? Especially since we're talking around the topic of manifesting, right? Somebody wants, they have a desire for something in their lives. How do they know which one is the right one for them?
Oh, well, that's an awesome question. So say someone comes to an Andara event and there's all these hundreds of Andaras. It can be a little overwhelming. And typically what happens is, as they pick up and hold various Andaras, there comes a point where they're holding one, and there's this overwhelming sense of not wanting to put it down. And the thought of, they just can't part with it. They can't put it down. They don't want to let go of it. Or if they do put it down, they quickly pick it right back up again. They're like, I don't know why, I just can't stop holding this one. I can't leave without getting this stone. And even like with the website, so say, you don't live anywhere near me and you're never going to come to my house. A lot of times as people are going on the website and they're looking at various ones, if one of those Andara is their Andara, it will make itself known somehow. Whether they get off the site and they're going about their day, and there's one Andara that keeps popping back into their head over and over, or it will come to you in a dream or something like, believe me, if it wants you, it will find a way to reach out to you in some magical way. It's very interesting. When I first met the Andaras, I actually didn't feel anything. And my girlfriend was so disappointed. But I was still open to it. I was like, people are really going crazy over these stones, and so what's the deal? And I was on Facebook, and my girlfriend had posted a picture of an Andara on Facebook. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this another try. What's the deal? And I'm staring at this picture on the computer. And within a short amount of time, I can't believe I'm going to divulge this all over the internet, but it is my truth. It's what happened for me. I'm staring at this picture, and this energy came out of the picture, and I started to feel my face started to morph. I felt my face morphing and shape-shifting. Well, that got my attention. I'm like, holy cow. Okay, what's going on? I'm gazing at the picture a little longer, and the next thing I knew, this energy came out of the computer, went right into my heart, and I started to sob. Uncontrollably sobbing. And I wasn't sad. It was this intense coming home. It was like being reunited with long-lost family that I had no idea I was missing. And I was downloaded huge in that moment. And they knew who I was. They knew everything about me. That's why they asked me to make a deck of oracle cards out of them, because some species of Andara are already, they're gone. I mean, you can't get them anymore, or the supply is just about out. And they wanted their energy to be maintained and made available to everyone forever. So that's kind of why we made a deck of 44 cards, because you can access the energy right through the picture, just like you would one of the stones. So that was a bit of a tangent, but that's right. My story. Yeah.
And so you said you got this, download, and yeah. Well, what does that mean? And does it have anything to do with what the messages that the Andaras have regarding our desires?
Um, I have had so many Andara downloads. It's been incredible. Part of that download, they've really helped people get empowered and come to know yourself as the divine in a human body, and come to know that anything you want to be, do, or have, and without sounding cheesy, like, you absolutely can. And anything within your brain or your belief system that's telling you you can't, or you don't feel worthy, that stuff really starts to shed. And that was a huge part of the download that I was receiving. It was like, there isn't anything I can't have, and there isn't anything within me anymore that says I can't. And if that can, and I've seen it happen to other people working with the Andaras as well. So if it's happened for me, and I've seen it happen with a lot of other people, it can happen for you. And it can happen today, so be open to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they are really supporting us in having what we want. I mean, not in a hungry way, but from a heart place, right? Is that what you mean?
They are, it's really amazing because they are master beings in stone form, completely unlimited, just like us. And basically, they're helping us realize who we are. Really, it's like, and I don't suggest giving your power away to anything, and even an Andara, but they have this beautiful way of showing you what you're made of and what you're capable of. Infinite potential, infinite possibility. My little joke is, like, remember the story of the genie in the bottle, and when you rub it, the genie pops out? I'm like, I've got hundreds of genies, and I rub them all the time. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, but it's been my direct experience, seriously, and they do open you to receive. I mean, I'm really done with working on myself. I'm into living. I want to live my life. I want to be happy. I want to be abundant. I want to be healthy. And I want that for everybody. Yeah. And the Andaras are very helpful in helping us attain that. Yeah.
Cool. So should we get started on attuning people?
Yes. Okay.
All right. What do we do?
Okay, so how we're going to do this is very simple, actually. So remember my story that my first experience came through a picture on a computer. So really, all you have to do to connect with an Andara is that I'm going to hold up various ones and for a couple minutes, and I just want you to gaze at it. And don't worry if you feel anything, don't feel anything, none of that matters. I am holding a field of resonance, and I'm holding a very strong intention that you're going to connect and attune to this stone. And because I say so, basically. So, because I'm in charge.
What did I call you? I called you Captain.
That's right.
Because of all our technical difficulties, I was like, all systems are working, Captain.
Right.
So right now, we don't have to worry about setting our intention for ourselves. We just sort of are just open to receiving.
You know what? You just gave me an idea. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold up. Is that good? Can people see? Can you see that?
Yeah,
okay.
I can see it.
I'm going to hold this up, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what this Andara can do for you.
Okay.
And as I do that, if something resonates with you, or you get inspired, or I start setting intentions, I think that's a great idea. And I might give you some suggestions for intentions to set if something comes through me and if I'm inspired. So just gaze at this. Right now, all I want you to do is just tune in and gaze. And just be open to receive. And this Andara is called the Scarlet Shift, or the other name for it is Divine Fire. These, I think every woman should have one of these because they really help a woman reclaim her goddess essence. Any sexual shame or any sexual traumas that have happened to her or anyone in her ancestry, they really start working on this. The divine fire goes right into the familial ancestral line, clearing away predispositions, conditioning, limiting beliefs, anything that's not you. They're very potent, they're very powerful, they tend to help people get quite empowered. And for men, they also help the males to embrace their feminine aspects. It's beautiful to watch. And so if you are sitting here thinking of some of the patterns in your family that aren't life supportive, I fully support and suggest that, you know, give those over right now, surrender them, ask that they be lifted up and out of you, and just be willing to let them go. Now, show the other side too. I love this piece. The divine fire tends to have, when you hold it in the sunlight, it also has a lot of orange in it and yellow. They're really beautiful. And another way to work with an Andara is to hold it up to the light of the sun and gaze through it as the sunlight is going through the Andara. It has quite, I've had pineal and pituitary activations, and you might want, well, how do you know that? Well, I just had a direct knowing. I mean, I could feel, it was like my brain was being rewired. So a great way of working with them is to gaze at them through the light of the sun. You can also put them in your bath water and have an Andara bath. Really, there's unlimited ways of playing with them, and they'll inspire you and how to work with them. It's really fun that way. So that's the divine fire. The next one I want to show you, this is an amber. And the amber, is that a good, there you go. The amber help people with life purpose, getting on your purpose with passion. So if you're sitting here wondering what you want to be when you grow up, and a lot of people still are, they're like, God, what am I supposed to be doing? These really get you on your life path, whether you're ready for it or not. So I hope you're ready. Put on your seatbelt. These also really deeply cleanse the lower chakras. So if you're feeling stuck with, you know, your creativity has dwindled, or your inspiration, passion, things like that, this Andara can be super, super helpful for that. And it is amazing. You only have to connect with it for a minute or two for it to start having effects. Just holding it, I'm feeling like an electricity is going through my fingers, up my arm. It's making my hand shake a little, I'm sorry. When you hold an Andara, it can feel like you've got an egg beater in your hand. The energy just kind of swirls in a circular fashion and takes off throughout your body. It's fun. Okay.
So Erica,
Yes.
I hadn't felt how, like, sort of that vibration or that current until I had the brown Andaras.
Mm-hmm.
And that seemed to, I mean, take this whole thing to kind of a new level
Mm-hmm.
where, you know, like my husband will say, if I have the brown ones and then other ones on my third eye or my heart or wherever, and he'll be like, what are you on? Because I'm just like feeling this like kind of, like you said, this current running through
Yes.
me. It's like I'm going on a roller coaster ride and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
laying down. So what is that with the brown ones, or is it just because is that just my thing, or would someone else experience something like that with certain other ones?
Yeah, your experience with every single one can be very different. Um, I mean, they all resonate with me, some more than others, and that's typical for most people, where some they really feel a lot, others they don't. It really just depends on where you are and what you need,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
Yeah, because each Andara is an embodiment of that pure colored ray. So maybe the brown is just something that you really need at this time. So this yellow one is called Dynamic Heliodor Yellow. These are hold an intense amount of light. They specifically do help with awakening and enlightenment, waking people up to who they really are, maintaining the light within the individual. For me, it's kind of like hugging the sun. That's one way I explain for these. And they also help strengthen your will. So they can be helpful in making clear decisions in life. If you tend to be indecisive, these can be super helpful in that regard. Being very clear about what you need to do, how you need to do it. And moving forward fearlessly, putting one foot in front of the other and just living. This one is really making my third eye open even more right now. Like I need any more of that. I'm already seeing 10 miles down the road ahead of me as it is. It's interesting.
So when people come back to watching this video again, couldn't they just like pause and stare at one longer?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah. Okay, what do we have now? Okay, next we have the Celestial Higher Heart. Is that a good view of it, Asha? Can you see that good?
Actually, can you move it towards the window, like to your side, like that?
Like this?
On,
This
yeah.
way?
Or the other, yeah, the opposite way. Not either that way or the other one. You know what I mean? So it's to your side. Yeah. Yes.
There. Is that good? Oh, there we
I
go.
think that's awesome.
Okay, so this is a pink one. It's a Celestial Higher Heart. These are all about self-love, and self-love is everything. Self-love, compassion for self and others, forgiveness of self and others, seeing life through a higher perspective. It's pretty amazing as you work with these. They intensely open the heart so that your love is flowing. They can help with relationships tend to renew or shift and change for the better, and especially the relationship one has with yourself. So for all the times you think that you did something wrong or you should have done something differently, you start to see it, and you start to see the perfection. in everything, in what other people are doing. A lot of times that inner judge and critic, it starts to quiet. As you work with this Andara, you start to love and accept yourself and others exactly for as they are, which is a pretty awesome way to go through life, because we tend to get hung up on, I should be doing this or that, or they should be doing this or that, or not doing this and that. It's a huge energy drain. And you start to work with these and you realize everything's playing out the way it needs to, and you really do see and experience the perfection of it. I like to work with the celestial higher heart with the red Andara. That it's a really powerful combination, and here's why. So in our families, we tend to have a lot of, hurts between family members, words spoken that hurt the heart, or actions that were taken that hurt the heart. And so we have the divine fire that goes through the family, the lineage, and starts, clearing away patterns. And then we bring in this divine love aspect. And that it's hugely freeing. I've noticed that family members start treating each other differently. Things that they had held on to, resentments and things like that, they start melting away, and there's more love goes around, which is a beautiful gift, especially around the holidays when you're just about to see all these family members that maybe currently you're gritting your teeth going, oh God, I have to share a meal with them. Well, as you gaze at this, maybe ask for some peacemaking, some forgiveness, and you just have to be willing to forgive, just a crack, just a little bit, and in that crack the light can come in and the miracle can happen, the magic can happen, and you get free. The Andaras tend to teach people that all forgiveness is self-forgiveness, and forgiveness is really about loving yourself enough to let it go and to free yourself. And it's a huge gift. Okay. And now we're going to do the aqua. Love.
So pretty.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Is that good?
Yeah.
This one actually, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got a lot of like these white streaks in it, and those are embedded light codes that have light energy, information, intelligence inside of them, and are downloaded to the user when they're ready.
Like a hidden message?
Yeah, and that when that happens, you go through like a spiritual quickening, an acceleration period, where things start really shifting, changing, flowing in a very rapid way. That's how you know, like you just hit the mother lode. It's a very good thing. The aquas are extremely soothing. They have a lot of dolphin energy, whale energy, so they're extremely healing because they carry that sonar healing frequency of the whales and dolphins. It goes right into the cells, right to the heart of the matter. These are wonderful for helping a person with self-expression, feeling worthy to express, speaking your truth, speaking your feelings, and feeling like you have the right to feel how you feel and speak up about it. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
And if we want to get a little out there, they do carry mermaid energy. So those of you that have a strong connection to the mermaids will exceptionally like this Andara.
And what's the name of this one again?
This was, I call these aqua angels.
Okay.
And they do carry a lot of angelic energy. Really open the throat. At my last Andara meditation, a reverend was here, and she just acquired an aqua one, and she's been wearing it around her neck. And her husband, they were laughing. Asha, you were there, because he was saying, "Oh, she is speaking her truth all over the place. It's wonderful." Yeah. So if that's something that you've struggled with, or you know that you need to, speak up for yourself more, come back to this video and really gaze at this one and ask it to help you. And worthiness is a huge one. Spiritual people are the most feeling unworthy group I've ever met, and you please do ask this aqua angel to help you feel worthy and know that you're loved and you're worth it. You're in a human body. If you weren't you're worth it. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. So it's a given, but for some reason we've got this unworthiness virus going around.
Old programs.
Yeah. Well, if you were raised Catholic, when you go to church on Sunday, they have you repeat, "Lord, though I know I am unworthy to receive you," blah, 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 blah. And you say that over and over and over. It gets in there. We can let that go now. You're worthy. Lord, I know I am worthy to receive you. Yeah. I don't know if you can see, but they have this amazing iridescence inside of them and a lot of gold light. They're really awesome.
That's really something right there.
Yeah.
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 That's the one that my daughter first was crazy about.
Really?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, and I want to say, a lot of people, we're very visual, being human, and we tend to want to go towards the colors that we like the most. And when it comes to Andara, you've really got to set color aside and go with your experience and your feeling. Because some of the Andaras I've had the strongest experience with are ones that visually are not very appealing to me, to be honest. The ones that, like the black, the opaque white, shaman brown, seafoam. A lot of the seafoams aren't super beautiful, but man, do they bring the energy. So you definitely don't choose an Andara because, don't get the aqua because it's your favorite color, is basically what I'm saying, unless you really resonate with it. Now this one is a sovereign amethyst, or another name for it is Merlin purple. These radically open the third eye and start opening people to their intuitive gifts. If you place this one on your third eye directly, like I said, it will open your third eye, and it also is close enough to the clairaudient points behind the ears that it will start to open your capacity to be able to hear your guidance as well. So for all those lifetimes that maybe you were persecuted because of your intuition, if you suspect that, if you're afraid of your intuition and there's a lot of that really triggers you, something you may want to ask for right now is to have that cleared and lifted up and out of you, and to joyfully accept all your intuitive capacities, because they're your birthright and you were born with them. God didn't make any mistakes when we were created, and all little children are very, very intuitive. For one reason or another, we tend to shut down, either because our family doesn't support it, or we have a scary experience and it freaks us out and we shut down. But if you would like that opened again, please do ask. That can happen. I'm sorry my hand is shaking. There's so much energy going through my little fingers.
Question for you. Since you're talking about intuition, and you've been talking a lot about how, they tell you what their energy is, and you receive messages. Does everybody, and if somebody's not feeling that intimate or intuitive or psychic with them, how should they approach that?
There's that one woman, she's a dowser, and she uses pendulums, and she has created this whole entire way of communicating with the andaras through her pendulum, which I found to be pretty awesome. I hadn't really thought of that. Everyone has at least one psychic gift open, whether they clearly feel things, like you're a feeler, Asha. So whether they feel, hear, see, or just know, and they know, they don't how they know, they just know, there's one of those psychic gifts is open in you. And as you master that, the next gift will open. And really the fastest way to open your intuition is to listen to it. If you want it to develop further, you've got to listen and act with what you're being given currently, because that indicates to the universe he or she is ready. It's an interesting way how the universe was kind of set up to unfold like that. It's protective in some regards, because if you're not even listening and acting with what you're currently getting, you might be really freaked out and overwhelmed to have it all blasted open at once if you're not ready for that. So ease and grace is the name of the game.
That's the name of the Erica game.
That's the name of the Erica game. That's truth. It's my truth. Might not be someone else's. In my little reality, that's the way it is. Ask me next week, and I might have a different story for you. Well, because truth at one level of consciousness is different at another level. So it's always changing. Indeed. That's true. Okay.
That way you're always right.
That's I like that. That's right. Right on. Okay, this last one is so gorgeous. It's called a Cosmic Ice, or Oracle Clear. And I chose this one specifically because it's got a ton of embedded light codes in it. And so I thought it would be fun. It's one of the prettiest pieces of cosmic ice I've ever seen. And Lady Nellie, who is the woman that it's her land that these are harvested from, and she has since passed, she says that they have no properties of their own, so they strictly respond to your intention. So as you're gazing at this, if there are any heart's desires that you would like to see fulfilled, ask now. So that was her take on it. These do seem to have the capacity to really open people to source, open their connection in a really profound way, and that to me is a property in and of itself. All Andara do that, but this one seems to, if that's something you're really looking for, then this is a perfect Andara for that. And I don't know if you can see, but this also has a lot of iridescence in it. And it's got a ton of rainbows on this side of its face. I'm wondering if I can just get it right. You might be able to see it.
Yep.
Awesome. These ones tend to open up and clear all the chakras in auric field in really a pretty profound way. So if you're someone that's empathic and tend to sponge up a lot of vibration from different places you go, people you see, stuff like that, putting one of these on your third eye or holding it in one of your hands as you're going to sleep, you will wake up a new person, feeling more like yourself, basically, which is always nice. Working with the Andara, I mean, I don't go for a lot of spiritual sessions, but I've got to say, working with the Andara, yes, they are an investment, but the amount of opening, expansion, inspiration that I receive from them is priceless. And because they're not human, there is no filter. It's like everything's really pure. Mm-hmm. I received back 100 times the financial investment I spend with them. So, I mean, I've seen them clear entities out of people, dissolve implants, all sorts of stuff within minutes. I had one woman, she had picked something up and was having trouble clearing it, and I had posted a picture of a King of Solomon Andara, and she was just inspired to ask the Andara through the picture if it would help her clear the being or beings, and it said yes, and within 3 hours it was totally resolved. That's pretty cool.
And, you know, I mean, even for people who that may seem a little more far-fetched,
Yeah.
I think just remembering that we are, you know, a lot of us, especially if you're drawn to watching this, right? If you're drawn to my work or your work, you're probably, you know, a person who is sensitive at some level. And sometimes it may not mean that you're, you know, taking on entities. It can just be frequencies from other people. Exactly. Or stress or whatever.
Right.
Even, you know, all those things we can't see, but we know we're experiencing.
Yeah, exactly. So they can be super helpful in that regard. So we've got about 5 minutes left. What else? I want to make sure that is there what else am I supposed to tell everyone? I want to make sure they get everything.
So you've attuned us to all the ones that you were planning on attuning us to, correct?
Yes, 7.
Okay. Okay, and then people can go and watch this video and kind of take it in again.
Yes, for sure, and I would recommend doing so.
Okay. And then I guess in the last few minutes, I'd love it if you told everyone how they can receive, well, first, what is the special gift and how they can receive it.
Okay, so we created a big, like a PDF with, I think, over 40 different species of Andara. And there's a picture of the Andara and a beautiful description of each. And we'd really love to give this to you for participating. And we were going to give it, because there's 2 awesome things that I want to tell you about. First, I want to tell you about the Andara Oracle cards, which the website for that is Andara Andara, oraclecards.com. And we created a deck of 44 Andara oracle cards, and I channeled the message from each Andara, and it's really kind of cool as you read the messages. It's like the Andara is speaking directly to you. And it seems to always make sense, the Andara cards you pick. And actually people are finding that if they're wondering what is my next Andara, or maybe what's the first Andara I should start with, they hold the cards, ask that question, shuffle, and it seems that the same picture of a certain Andara will keep showing up over and over and over and over again. It's very clear. And when you work with the cards, it's the next best thing to having 44 different Andara. Because you can work with the cards the same way you would work with a physical Andara. People are sleeping with the cards underneath their pillow, or they're doing chakra work, all sorts of stuff. So the Andara cards are really awesome, and they're very affordable. I think they're like $29.97 or something. And then if you're looking for Andaras, I've got a website, AndaraAwakening.com. And so what Asha and I were thinking is, for anyone that purchases for attending the webinar today, we had a little blip in the end with the recording, so we want to make sure that you know we've created an awesome free gift for you. And basically what it is, it's this PDF of over 44 different, I think it's 44, over 44, I don't know, it's a lot. Over 44 or 50, who knows, different Andaras, like their pictures and very detailed descriptions of each stone. Just remember that the Andaras are unlimited, so these descriptions that have been written, take them a little loosely, only because everyone's experience with an Andara is very unique and very special. They're going to give you exactly what you're ready for. So if you're ready to release something, let go of something, whether it be a trauma, a hurt in your heart, or whatever, that's what's going to happen. And if you're ready to open to more abundance, receive your health, renew a relationship, that's what's going to happen. So I guess what I'm saying is, take the descriptions, with a grain of salt. They're here to guide you, but it's not written in stone, okay? Because just when you think that you've kind of got the Andaras figured out, they'll blow your mind. They'll do something nuts and blow your mind, and you thought you knew and now you don't, haha. So keep that in mind as you read them. But really, you can use the PDF to gaze at the picture and receive the energy and help them. They'll work on you. And how you receive the PDF is, if you buy the Andara Oracle cards from AndaraOracleCards.com, or you buy an Andara from the AndaraAwakening.com website, then what you want to do is email Asha, and underneath this video is Asha's email address. Email her and just send her the receipt. You'll get an email receipt if you make a purchase. Email her the receipt, and she will email you the PDF. So you can gaze, receive, enjoy, have fun. Yeah.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
One little question. So when you say for people to have an intention, but you can also have multiple intentions, is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Remember, we're dealing with, it's something that's infinite and unlimited potential. So they already, Source already knows what you want. You really just need to open to receive it and be clear about what you want. And don't, we know about law of attraction. Don't contradict it with a lot of complaining about it's not here. But the funny thing is, with the Andaras, they do really tend to uplift you overall. So you find you're not complaining so much, and you're not doing all those things that contradict what you want anyway. That's where that grace comes in, you know, that you got a little bit of a buffer. So even if your vibration is not perfect around a certain area of your life, as long as it's 51% or better, you're going to see a steady increase of awesomeness in that area of your life. So there you go.
Scientifically proven, 51%.
Yes, 51%. It's 51. I make this stuff up as I go. I just sounds good. 51%.
But you know, and I kind of want to come back to the PDF, because you mentioned that the way that you first really felt the andaras was through an image. And I heard another woman at your event talk about how, you know, some of the most powerful experiences she had were with andaras that she didn't even buy.
Right.
So the power of having 40 images, and you know, I see the descriptions as almost like planting a seed, right?
Yes.
Because when you give a description, something inside a person sort of awakens of, oh, lineage? I hadn't even thought of that. And so just even planting that seed of there's this possibility. I think that's kind of the beginning and the doorway to working with each of the andaras, and to have 40 of them to work with. Never mind if you know, decide you're going to get an actual andara and really see what the whole hype is about, you know, or having the oracle cards. You'll have the oracle cards, and on top of that, you're going to have the 40 images. So
right.
I think it's a great gift, and I hope that everybody takes advantage of it, really. And thank you, Erica, so much for, you know, taking time to explain these, and to, you know, and I mean, the video looks amazing. The stones look amazing through the video. So
good.
Yeah, I think it looks really nice, and I could really kind of, you know, you could really feel the words that you were saying as you were holding up the stones, and again, the imagery, which, you know, I'm very visual, so for me, having that imagery was really, really powerful. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you, and the andaras, thank you, because they, I'll tell you, when I met them, there was a sense of panic almost on their part, because they said, Erica, no one knows who we are, and we're in the middle of the shift, we're behind schedule, and we got to connect with our owners and get to work. I mean, literally, this was what they said to me, and oh my gosh, you know, so thank you. I mean, really, thank you. And the andaras will bring you great abundance, because it's like amazing. They have said, anyone that helps us get out there, we will shower with great abundance, and I've seen it firsthand. So there you go. Woohoo!
I'll take it.
Yay! Yeah. Happy prosperity for everyone.
Anything else you want to say in closing?
I can't think of anything right now, except for thank you everyone for participating, and even if you weren't on the webinar when we were live, thank you for watching this. And yeah, if anyone has any questions or whatever, please email me. My email is Erica, ERICA, @ericarock.com. Happy to help.
And I'm glad you said that about, you know, you kept saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the other night when I was at your event, literally after every andara that I was playing with, that is the essence that I got. This like total gratitude after I would play with each of them, or I would just hold them or look at them or whatever it was. It's like gratitude, like thank you, like I hadn't, you know, expected whatever little exchange I had with each of them. So I think that resonance of gratitude really goes hand in hand with their vibration. That's my sense.
I would agree. And they, well, they uplifted your spirits. And gratitude, I mean, God, we've got the most powerful force in the world, which is love. And right underneath that is gratitude. So when you're flying high like that, you're definitely in a good, you're in right relationship with the universe, and you're open to receive. And that's what it's about. So thank you.
Awesome. All right, and like Erica said, thank you to you for showing up and taking time out of your busy life, and we really hope, I think I speak for Erica when I say this, that from really the bottom of my soul, the most deepest part of my soul, we hope that this hour and a little bit more was of great service to you.
Yes.
Blessings to you all, and again, gratitude for showing up. You showed up for you. You showed up for your awakening, your transformation, and really pat yourself in the back. You did it, and now I hope that your heart is full.
Yay.
Yay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.